So the two best players in the WNBA, at least to me, are all-star captains. That being Caitlin Clark and Napheesa Collier. Of course, Clark, Indiana Fever superstar. Collier, star of the Lynx, who is having an MVP season. Clark has had a little bit of an up and down season for her, relatively speaking, because she's been in and out of the lineup. Collier did miss a few games with a back issue as well. And of course, Clark had the shooting slump before she went out with the latest injury. Don't know how much that was related or is related, but Clark's impact on the floor is apparent when you see her there and when you see her off, and her numbers are still awesome. Not to mention, she's by far the most popular player in the league, and this is decided by fan voting, and it makes you feel good about what the exhibition can be in.
The delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid. And Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening. This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years. She's just not built for the physicality of this league.
So yeah, Caitlin Clark is going to be an all-star. And if you guys have not seen the media, what the media are doing, I'm just sitting there like, why do they think this is going to be any different? Why did they think this was going to be any different? Because most of the media who are voting for Caitlin for the All-Star team. Why? For a number of reasons.
It's truly always something with the WNBA. So the first returns on All-Star voting recently came back. And of course, Caitlin Clark was ranked number 1 with the most votes. Napheesa Collier, number 2. Aaliyah Boston, number 3. Asia Wilson, number 4. And Stewie, number 5. No problems with any of those. But I do have a problem with the All-Star voting. So for those that don't know, fan votes make up 50% of the All-Star votes. And 4 Fever players are in the top 10 for All-Star voting. Fucking ridiculous.
All right, folks, grab your popcorn and prepare for the sweet, sweet sound of a meltdown. Because rival WNBA fans are absolutely losing their minds. And it's not because their team just lost a nail-biter. No, it's because Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom who has single-handedly hijacked the entire sports conversation, just waltzed into the WNBA All-Star game like she owns the league. The media, the fans, and reality itself handed her the golden ticket. And now the haters are melting down faster than a forgotten ice cream cone in the middle of a Phoenix summer. Was it skill? Was it hype? Or was it just pure, unadulterated chaos magic? Buckle up, because this drama is messier than a group chat filled with all your exes, and we're diving right into the glorious, hilarious fallout.
Caitlin Clark, the only WNBA player receiving over 500,000 fan votes for the WNBA All-Star game. Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, the Fever 4, sitting in the top 10 when it comes to WNBA fan voting for the All-Star game. Every chance the Indiana Fever fans, every chance Caitlin Clark fans, every time they have a chance to show up.
Caitlin Clark is officially an all-star captain. Cue the confetti, fire up the Instagram edits, and prepare for the absolutely hysterical, tear-soaked tirades from rival fan bases who apparently believe the world. And all-star voting should revolve around their preferred and often deeply flawed definition of earned. Because, as we all know, nothing quite says, "I'm not mad, I'm actually laughing," like frantically typing in all caps on Twitter at 2 a.m, all while sweating through the jersey of your favorite team that currently has a dismal 14-21 record. It's a beautiful sight to behold.
Well, it's pretty clear. There are 2 key WNBA players that are on a different level than the rest of the WNBA. And when it comes to Caitlin Clark, she's even another step up from the person that finished second. But look, it'd be irresponsible of me not to mention Napheesa Collier in all this because, well, she got over 1.1 million votes herself.
Let's not pretend for a single second that we didn't all see this coming. The moment Caitlin Clark stepped onto a WNBA court, she wasn't just bringing her phenomenal talent. She brought with her a kind of cultural gravity, a literal, orbit-shifting energy that the league had never experienced before. TV ratings didn't just spike, they exploded. Arena attendance didn't just double, it tripled, quadrupled, forcing teams to move games to massive NBA venues. Merchandise didn't just sell, it sold out faster than Beyoncé concert tickets during a pre-sale. And yet, here we are again, somehow stuck in the same tired, predictable rerun of Haters Gonna Hate. The never-ending saga where somehow, inexplicably, the young woman putting up historic numbers, driving unprecedented revenue, and dragging an entire franchise back into relevance, is still being called overrated by people whose own favorite teams would likely sacrifice their entire starting five just to get a tiny sniff of that kind of buzz.
First, Caitlyn, when she's played, has been the best guard in the WNBA. She has. I mean this when I say this. It is it's not like she's like a stratospherically better than a Skylar Diggins, but she's been better when she's been on the floor than any other guard. Even in her slump, she had a 20 and 10 game. She had a 20 and 10 game in her slump. She set the record with most 20 and 10 games. She's the only guard with triple-double. She had a 32, 9, and 8. She nearly had a 30-point triple-double in a win against the Liberty, who at that stage were undefeated.
If Caitlin Clark isn't an all-star, then no one is. Seriously, what does a player even have to do these days to earn a spot in the eyes of these critics? Spin plates on a unicycle while draining logo threes with her non-dominant hand? Single-handedly solve climate change during a halftime interview? Let's look at the actual facts, the things the haters seem to be allergic to. As a rookie, while having a permanent league-sanctioned target on her back, she's averaging 16.3 points, 6.2 assists, and 5 rebounds per game. Even during a recent slump, she casually dropped a 20-point, 10-assist game. She set the rookie record for most 20 and 10 games. She's the only guard with a triple-double this season. She nearly had a 30-point triple-double in a victory against the then-undefeated New York Liberty. When she has been on the floor, she has arguably been the best, most impactful guard in the entire WNBA. If that's not all-star material, then we need to fundamentally redefine the entire concept. We might as well scrap the whole game and replace it with a nationally televised cornhole tournament featuring a collection of backup mascots.
Caitlin Clark proves once again, nobody really started to care about the WNBA until she started playing. In 2023, in the WNBA All-Star voting, they got a total of 1.17 million votes, just a year before Caitlin Clark joined the league. 2 years later, 1.29 million votes as a single player.
And don't even start with the whole media bias tantrum. The media isn't out here secretly manufacturing her stats in some underground pro-Clark laboratory. Caitlin Clark is doing what truly generational players do. She is changing the very fabric of the game simply by existing within it. You don't tune in to watch her because she's trendy or because ESPN told you to. You tune in because every single time she touches the basketball, you know that something completely, utterly insane might happen. She has the audacity, the sheer nerve, to pull up from the logo and drain it. She threads no-look passes through impossibly tight human walls and makes it look as casual as a Tuesday night YMCA run. She is doing things on a basketball court that frankly shouldn't be legal without a Marvel superhero logo slapped on her jersey.
Well, what do you know? What do you know? Caitlin Clark does it again. Shout out to Nafisa Collier. Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier are named your all-star captains. Well deserved, well deserved. Caitlin Clark is the GOAT. Nafisa Collier is playing like the best player in the league right now. My front runner for MVP, playing for a dominant Minnesota Lynx team. This is right. You guys got it right. They should be the all-star captains.
The people clutching their pearls and screaming about her inclusion are acting like she got into the all-star game through some shady backroom deal involving a mysterious briefcase full of cash and secret handshakes exchanged in a dimly lit parking garage. Let's be serious. These are the same folks who are watching every single Fever game, every highlight clip, every slow-motion replay, not to appreciate her greatness, but to desperately, almost pathologically, find one missed defensive rotation or a single turnover from 3 games ago that they can use as proof that she's not worthy. You can practically hear them whispering to their screens, "Please mess up, please mess up," like it's some kind of bizarre anti-Clark sports voodoo ritual. Caitlin Clark proves day in and day out that nobody really started to care on this massive scale about the WNBA until she started playing. In 2023, the total All-Star fan vote for the entire league was 1.17 million. This year, Caitlin Clark, as a single player, received over 1.29 million votes herself. She literally outdid the combined vote total of the top 30 players from the previous year, and people are still questioning her spot? Give me a break.
We're healthy, by the way, and there was no slumping Sabrina Ionescu. Like, Sabrina Ionescu had 32 or 34, and they still managed to win from Caitlin Clark. It is genuinely an unquestionable one that Caitlin Clark has been top 4 guards. And I think, it's unquestionable when she's played that it's top 4 guard. I think if you wanted to not vote her in, if 50% of the media people did not vote Caitlin Clark in as an All-Star, and their logic was she hasn't played enough games, and the 4 All-Stars were Alicia Gray, Caitlin's been better than Sabrina.
Even if Caitlin Clark had a triple-double with 0 turnovers, 5 steals, and managed to cure a small, contained illness in the 3rd quarter, the haters would still find a way to call it mid and cry conspiracy. Because that's what this is really about, isn't it? It's not about merit, it's not about stats, it's not about impact. It's about a rookie phenom coming into an established league, completely flipping the script, and flat out refusing to play by the unwritten, unspoken rules of wait your turn. They can't stand that she's the engine, the fuel, and the fire, all in one package. Caitlin didn't politely ask for the spotlight. She just keeps burning so brightly that she inevitably exposes every crack, every flaw, and every insecurity in everyone else's game.
All-Star game, she was number 2, which tells you exactly how freaking many votes Caitlin Clark got. Because Caitlin was first. We'll get to that in a second, but here we are, right here. Caitlin Clark and Healvista Collier named the 2025 AT&T WNBA All-Star Game Team Captains. Clark earns her 2nd All-Star selection, Collier her 5th. Both players are All-Star captains for the first time.
She has teammates who are still learning her tendencies on the fly because her court vision operates on a different dimension. She has defenses that are literally throwing the entire kitchen sink at her, double teaming her by default. And she has referees who might as well have their whistles surgically fused to their lips every single time she breathes in the general direction of an opponent. That's not a normal rookie experience. That's a crash course in how to survive a basketball-themed Hunger Games. Meanwhile, some of the loudest critics of her All-Star nod couldn't diagram a simple pick and roll if you handed them a Sharpie, a whiteboard, and a book of cheat codes. But suddenly, everyone's a credentialed expert on what a real All-Star is supposed to look like.
They selected captains. Well, they were selected captains by being amongst the starters receiving the most fan votes. And the way this all broke down is that it's 50% fan votes, 25% media votes, 25% player votes. So that's how it all came to be. That's how the breakdown of the way that the voting process goes and how the players work.
Let's be crystal clear. If Caitlin Clark's name wasn't on that All-Star roster, there would be more public backlash than if they had abruptly canceled the game entirely and replaced it with a 2-hour special on the history of competitive basket weaving. You can't call something an all-star game and then conveniently exclude the most talked about, most watched, and most impactful player in the entire league. That's not a game. That's just brunch, but with more expensive sneakers. There's also the she's only popular crowd, stomping around like being popular is somehow a disqualifier for excellence. Excuse me, since when did being wildly, unbelievably entertaining become a bad thing in the world of professional sports? Sports are not a tech seminar. They are meant to be watched, debated, and passionately obsessed over. Without Caitlin Clark, this All-Star game would be watched by the immediate families of the players, 3 bored interns at ESPN, and that one guy in a remote cabin who never bothered to change the channel after the last SportsCenter broadcast ended. No Caitlin, no watch. It's that simple. She's not just a part of the WNBA ecosystem. At this moment, she is the ecosystem's marketing department, its brand manager, its executive producer, and its lead star, all rolled into one dynamic 3-point shooting package. And yet, people still want to pretend like her presence is some kind of grand, unearned injustice. The delusion is staggering.
1.29 million All-Star votes this year. For reference, the top 30 vote getters for the 2023 All-Star Game received 1.17 million All-Star votes combined. She outdid the whole 2023 vote getters combined. And y'all are saying it's because of who too? Are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? This is not a needle mover. This is the needle. This is not the icing on the cake. Caitlin Clark is the whole cake. Yeah.
All of this outrage, all of this frantic hand-wringing really boils down to one simple, undeniable thing. Caitlin Clark is disrupting the comfortable, established comfort zones. She's shaking up the status quo like a can of soda in a paint mixer. And the people who are most bothered by her astronomical success are the ones most terrified of what it says about their own fading grip on relevance and the spotlight. They don't hate her game. They hate what her game represents. Change. Bold, loud, undeniable, and utterly unapologetic change. So yeah, rival fans are furious. They probably should be. Their carefully curated, often gate-kept world of basketball just got emphatically dunked on by a rookie in her very first season. And it wasn't even a close contest. Caitlin Clark didn't just earn her spot in the All-Star game. She completely redefined what an All-Star is supposed to look, play, and feel like. It's not just about stats anymore. It's not just about highlight reels. It's about influence. It's about consistency. It's about a fearless sense of purpose that doesn't politely ask for permission to shine. She's not just a part of the WNBA story anymore. She is the plot twist. And if you're still not convinced, don't worry. She'll see you at the All-Star game. And she'll probably hit a logo 3 right in your favorite player's face.